Hello everyone! Dean here, co-member of Life Post Films, and welcome to another vlog. And yeah, you're probably wondering what's with the big storage box. Well, because I'm trying to get things cleaned up around my room, but I'll be dealing with that later off camera. But what is important is that I just finished up playing one of my most anticipated games of all time, Resident Evil Requiem! Yeah, I've been waiting for this game to come out, since, as most of you may know, that I'm a huge fan of the Resident Evil games, as I mentioned before, as I shown the my collection video. And some of you may have seen my extended fan trailer for this game. And you're wondering, what did I think of it? Well, it was freaking amazing! Yeah, this is probably one of the best horror games I've ever played since the original game, since my brother played the older games for PS1. And okay, the premise for this game is that it centers on our new main character, Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of her late mother, Alyssa Ashcroft. Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. Where who's an FBI agent and investigates these strange murders as was happening at the same hotel that her mother was murdered at. And once she investigates, all hell breaks loose when she gets captured by our villain, Victor Gideon, and is forced to survive when she's trapped in a hospital by these strange, fucked up zombies. But we also get the return of our badass legacy character, Leon S. Kennedy. And so our two heroes work together, well, sort of work together, as coming across all these zombies, this creepy female stalker, and few other monsters which I won't spoil. And I gotta say, this game was really fun to play, and I was terrified out of my socks. Sorry if it didn't make any sense, but playing through Grace's gameplay perspective is like very survival horror, like the older games, or sort of like with like Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 7. And one thing about Grace, that she's not an action hero. Like, she's a bit unexperienced with something like this, but she does know how to use a gun against her enemies, and boy, this poor girl can't catch a break when so much hell she's going through, and I actually feel sorry for her character for all the stuff she went through, and the very tragic flashback when her mother was killed in front of her. And this is one of the characters that needs comfort. But as the game progresses, she does fully develop as she fights back against that female stalker monster. And what else? And oh yeah, and in her perspective, that there's a... Oh god, I'm so sorry, I am blanking right now. But I mean, this is unscripted, but this is how it is. And oh yes, and there's a safe room for her. That's sort of like the old Resident Evil games and 7. And yeah, it's like playing the old RE games all over again. And she doesn't have much weapons. She only has like a handgun and a magnum gun that she was given to by Leon, which we'll get to in a bit. But oh boy, all the hell she's going through, hiding from the zombies and other horrific monsters. Especially that one sequence where she's hiding from the stalker monster. Yeah, the female stalker, or some call her the girl, and this creature is... brings Lady D from village to shame because this monster... Oh, gosh. Anytime with this creature's on screen, I just go like this, like... Sorry. And also the zombies in this game. Oh my god, the zombies! These zombies are much different than the ones from the original games where they were mindless, soulless zombies. These ones are very poetic and tragic because there's like a chef zombie, a singer zombie, a cleaner zombie, zombie that turns off the lights on and off, and there's even a chainsaw zombie. Yeah, and most of these zombies are very, are so tragic, and you almost feel sorry for what they become, and something like, and the singer zombie sings like, yeah, like that, and I'm sorry if I made that sound creepy, but holy god. And also, everything when Grace's perspective when you're going around the hospital building, it's like playing through the old games again, like the original Resident Evil, where you go around everywhere you go and try and find some the keys, puzzle solving. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but you probably get what I mean, but... And also, Grace herself is a really likable protagonist, and I just want her to see her survive, and I don't... A new protagonist that I don't want to see die. But now, let's go over the legacy character himself, Leon. And oh my god, Leon is fucking awesome in this game. And his perspective is action-oriented, and oh boy, it's like that priest says in Dead Alive, or Brain Dead would say, I kick ass for the Lord! And that's pretty much Leon in a nutshell in Requiem, and he kicks so much ass when he decapitates zombies and like smashes their brains out, and even using a chainsaw against them, it's like bringing that Chainsaw Man in RE4 to shame, and his perspective is like out of Resident Evil 4, which is one of my favorite games of all time, along with its remake. And, oh boy, Leon is freaking awesome in this game, and it's nice to see him in action again. And if Brock was playing this, I think he'd be playing mostly as Leon. And he has some one-liners, but he still got it. And one thing when I was playing as him, when I shoot the singer zombie, and he's like, hate to cut your performance short. Yeah, that's kind of liners from like the old Resident Evil games, like, you were almost a Jill sandwich. Yeah, I said it. And also, so yeah, there's that, and oh yeah, and the Raccoon City level, and I won't give any spoilers about it, but once I'm there, that city is like a ghost city when I'm playing through as the characters, and oh boy, it's like I've stumbled on a huge grave. And I can't spoil anything of what I come across, but it's like, wow. And also, yeah, I want to talk about the villain himself, Victor Gideon, and this guy is downright evil, and he's like the last piece remaining of Umbrella. And why am I bringing up Umbrella? Well, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but there are plot details with the characters which, especially for Grace, I won't spoil, but as you may have seen in the trailers for Leon, that he's infected from the long-lost T virus, and And oh boy, it's like he's all infected again like in Resident Evil 4. But, and again, like the game, and also the gameplay is well done. Like, Grace's perspective is survival horror, Leon's perspective is action. And, yeah, and also the graphics are just amazing for a game that I played for the PS5, and this is a way better horror game than, Code Veron, and I'm sorry, Code Violet, Code Violet. Yeah, Code Violet could have been a good game. What the hell? And, sorry, I almost said Code Veronica, so apologies. And I do want to get to Code Veronica, the original game, but I do hear it's pretty difficult. But anyway. And also, I really love the game's story. Like, its story is really well told, and it's also one of the darkest Resident Evil games. Well, sorry. But, sorry, but there's more I want to say about this game, and without spoilers, but its story is felt grounded, and has, this is, even though it is a sequel, but it's not a direct follow-up to Village, where Requiem is where you don't have to play a Village. It's mostly centered on a new main character. Well, Ethan's story in 7 and Village is over, but as you may have seen what happened in Village, but I'm sorry, yeah. And there's also callbacks to like the old games, which I won't spoil. And what else? Yeah, and also my favorite zombie would probably be the chef zombie and the singer zombie. Yeah, I just love what they did with the zombies in this game, like, because they felt very different from the original zombies. And again, it does have callbacks to the old games, which again I will not spoil. And I'm sorry if I keep saying the same thing, but I think I'm probably gonna have to wrap it up here. And sorry. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give out my final analysis on this game. So, if you're a huge fan of the Resident Evil franchise or want to get into it, definitely give this game a play. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. It is really worth your time if you're a fan of the franchise. And so, my final analysis on Requiem is an A+. Yeah, definitely an A+, and going into the list of fame. So I am so glad I played this game, and the wait for this was worth it, and the wait for it is over. And Capcom, you did a great job, guys, and you should be very proud. And I'm sure the original late actor who voiced Leon in the original RE2 would have been proud. So, and I'm so glad I played it from beginning to end. But be sure to get a good ending of this game. I made sure I did not get the bad ending, but you wanna know why again, I'm not gonna spoil why, but you had to play the game for yourself. And yeah, so that's all I gotta say. And what's next for the Resident Evil franchise? Well, as I've heard on the internet, that Resident Evil fans have been begging for a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, and I'm on the same page that Capcom, make the remake of Code Veronica. Make it happen. I mean, you remade the RE1, 2, 3, and 4, but you haven't done Code Veronica yet. So, what the hell? But, I mean, are we ever going to get a Code Veronica remake? Or a few other remakes? Or are we ever going to get a Resident Evil 10? Or I like to say Resident Evil X? Well, only time will tell for the future of Resident Evil. So again, I highly recommend this game. It's probably one of the best Resident Evil games I've ever played, and probably be my new favorite game of the franchise, alongside Resident Evil 4. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, honestly. So, yeah. So, Resident Evil fans, this game was fun, and again, please play this game. It'll definitely be worth your time. So, again, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. So, this is Dean, co-member of White Post Films, signing off, and have a good rest of your day. Rest of your day, I'm sorry. Take care, everyone. Bye!